part of the charm, right? Three, two, one.
So much.
Yep.
All right. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
I'm not kissing it, dude. Good to see you. See you so
Josh.
Nice to meet you. Hey, gang. Our friends from Disrupt Media, Ryan Throgmorton, Tiso, the camera guy, my son David, my wife Sherry, my work wife Renee, my work son Justin, Connie, Judy, Jared, Martha, our president Scott Stockle. We'll be a quiz at the end of dinner.
It's endless.
Look, I'm serious.
Take your time, man. We're ahead of schedule. That never happens.
No, it doesn't.
Never happens. Josh, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Never happens.
I'm the new guy. How about that, huh? I'm the new guy. I'll tell you what, I'm this being my first convention in this capacity, I really wanted to hit a home run with our keynote today. What brought us together was this virtual world that every one of us exists in every day. Most of you are like me, you don't really know what you're doing, you're just doing it. It's kind of cool. I live 30 miles from my hometown. I'm plugged into my hometown every minute. The social media is an incredible medium for you to tell your story. Because no longer are people just going to come to you. They're finding out about you and you don't even know it. I'll confess a secret. My favorite thing to do before I go to sleep at night is to troll funeral home websites. I know. I feel like now I'm at a 12-step meeting, but it's interesting to see how you all present yourself, because that's how your client is getting to know you. ConnectingDirectors.com is the leading online daily publication for funeral service professionals with a reader base of over 45,000 of the most elite and forward-thinking professionals in the profession. A told Josh, I remember when that 45,000 number was about 12.
Yeah.
Power of social media, man. Without further ado, Ryan Throttle.
Awesome. So thank you for having me, Andy. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. Excited to be here. I haven't spoke at this convention before. I get to speak at a lot of shows, but this is the first time here, so I'm excited to be here. Just for some insight on my part, how many of you have no idea who I am? Don't know anything? Oh, holy crap. All right, that hurts. I didn't really want to go in the funeral service. However, I felt a very passion towards the funeral profession. The amount of change that's needed, getting funeral directors to understand where consumers are at. The consumer is moving much faster than we were in the profession. I still think that we're probably 10 to 15 years behind where the consumer is actually at and how they want to engage. So it really became my mission then to go after the funeral home market, and we test piloted our process with 7 funeral homes for about a year before we really launched full steam into the marketplace and strictly focus on funeral homes and companies in the funeral professions. The national average to reach 1,000 people through a newspaper ad is about $32 per 1,000 people. To reach 1,000 people through radio, it's about $7. To reach 1,000 people through cable television, the national average across the board is $8. For us to reach 1,000 people through Facebook, less than $1. So I believe that marketing, when you're spending dollars, you should be getting dollars back in an ROI. Your investment should produce something positive, which goes back to the analytics. Right now, when you run a billboard ad or yellow page ad or television ad, you have no analytic, no base mark, no KPI to determine what's successful and what's not. You know, I had a conversation with a funeral home in Ohio a few weeks ago, and they said, you know, all we've done in our market is billboards. And I said, well, you know, how heavy are you invested in billboards? They're spending about $20,000 a year in just billboard marketing. And I said, okay, so what are you getting in return for that? And they said, well, in the last 3 years, we haven't seen a drop in call volume, but we really haven't increased call volume either, so it must be working. If you're not increasing call volume, what you're doing isn't working. Staying the same, you're just spending money for the sake of spending money at that point. Without exposure, nobody knows that you exist. Attention is the metric, attention is the game. Having the attention is where you're gonna win the business. It's what you do with that attention, though, that matters and is the barometer of how you get that business. The eyeballs are what you need. Attention is the game. The quicker that you realize that you're a media company first and funeral home second, the more chance you're going to have to succeed in the next 10 to 15 years. I built connectingdirectors.com up to 45,000 subscribers with never spending a single dollar in marketing in this profession whatsoever in the traditional sense. Everything that we've done has been online when the majority of our audience wasn't online in 2007 when we launched the website. Your exact user is engaging with Facebook every single day. Yet, here's the pushback that I get. Well, only 72% of the audience is engaging on Facebook in that demographic. What about the other 28%? Who gives a crap about the other 28%? 72% are, 28% aren't. Why do you spend the majority of your marketing dollars on the 28% when 72% is going to cost you a lot less to reach and be far more effective? It blows my mind that we spend in this profession the majority of our time and energy on marketing to the 28% that doesn't engage on Facebook, and we completely forget about the 72% that does. If you're going to advertise in the newspaper, awesome. Stop spending all of the money you're putting in the newspaper advertising on the obituary page when you already have ads in the form of obituaries on the obituary page. The national cremation rate 15 years ago was under 30%, now it's over 50%. This market, this industry, this profession, whatever you want to call it, has absolutely changed, flipped overnight by the demands of the consumer. We just haven't started flipping yet. National cremation rate was under 30%. Online cremation, direct disposal was an afterthought. It was something that was never going to affect your market. How many of you now are affected by a low-cost provider? Most of you. We have to be evolving with the consumer because at the end of the day, that's the customer. They're the ones determining what's valuable in a funeral and what's not you. If they think it's valuable to be able to get on your Facebook page at 3 in the morning and connect with you, that's where you need to be. You've got the opportunity to do it. If you're not going to do it and somebody else in your market is, that's your fault. I know it's a little harsh reality, I'm sorry. I'm not, here Okay, so if you would like more information about what we do, shoot me an email, ryan@disruptmedia.co. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, Brian. These guys have been traveling the road all spring. Follow their funeral hustle. It's kind of neat. It's about an 8 to 10 minute video usually. I think they got 7 or 8 episodes.
Great stuff.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
This industry needs that flip.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're
Thank
exactly
you.
what I'm looking for. I
Awesome.
know this is old school, but I'm gonna give you my card.
No problem. I got a card.
want to get
I'll
a
give you
hold
one.
of you.
Okay.
And I can't stay for the next session.
Sure.
I got to get back home to do a service.
Good.
But I want. We've been in business for 116 years.
Oh, so you got a
I
great
want to take
story.
us to another 116 years.
For
And I
sure.
want you to help me.
Awesome.
Okay.
I will shoot you.
Approved, and we're on board.
Good, man. That'd be great.
We got a couple small funeral homes.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming back. I don't have another slideshow presentation. When Andy asked me to speak, he asked how long I typically speak for. I said hour to 2 hours. I think 2 hours is completely too long. So I said, let's do an hour of Q&A after the presentation. So my goal is to just be able to answer any questions that you have, provide some real value. If there's something specific, don't be shy, just throw it out. I really want to be able to give some context back and some form of value to you all. So that is the idea with the Q&A. Does anyone have a question? Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit more about the obituaries on Facebook, watering it down.
Yeah. So the way Facebook works is they have algorithms in place that determine what it is that you're going to see in your news feed. So when you get on Facebook, the normal consumer has 382 friends on average, and they like on average 75 different brand pages. If Facebook didn't filter the content that they put in your feed, you could see 1,500 to 15,000 pieces of content every 20 minutes. If that was the case, you'd never get on Facebook because a lot of it would be useless garbage. If those next 2 to 3 posts are obituaries and they don't engage with them, Facebook's not going to show them any more content from your page because they're going to take that signal as we put content from this brand in your page, you didn't engage with it, they must not be posting valuable content that you want to engage with. Facebook wants you to engage with content because they need you to stay online longer. Yeah, so we set up a custom app that houses the obituaries, and that way they're still there because traffic from Facebook to your website is valuable in terms of your search engine optimization. Google uses that as what they call social proof. So if someone engages with you on Facebook and then goes from Facebook to your website, they take that as a higher signal of value than if someone just searches for your page and clicks on it. So being able to drive traffic to your website from Facebook is good. Obituaries get clicks, but the adverse effect of people not engaging with them doesn't outweigh, the value of not having them in the feed. Yes, sir.
I'm not very Facebook savvy. If we did that, we were targeting a certain group, and Mrs. Jones gets that on her Facebook, can she send that to somebody else?
She can.
Okay.
She can comment and share an ad as well. So she could comment and tag somebody. So an example where that worked very well for us, we have a funeral home in Tennessee, in Columbia, Tennessee, Columbia, South Carolina, who got a South Carolina Gamecocks themed casket. And they took a picture of it, sent it to us. We put that out on Facebook. They got hundreds of comments, and one lady tagged a family member and said, "This is what I want for my funeral." Tagged that lady on the ad that we created. That lady then comments, "Well, I want the same thing, but I already pre-planned with XYZ Funeral Home." We were able to contact that lady through private message and say, if you want this and you want to pre-plan, you can bring your pre-need over to the funeral home very easy. So they actually got 2 pre-planned contracts out of just a post that was, conversation. People tagged other people and shared it around. So yeah, there's a lot of value.
You can actually target a certain market like that, age 50 to
Yep.
70, gender.
Yeah, so Facebook's ad platform is unbelievably robust in the way that you can target. They have categories set up so you can target people based on race, ethnicity, their male, female, their job title, whether they're CEO level or just an employee, income level, where their kids go to school, how many kids they have.
Is that a good thing?
Absolutely. So at the end of the day, your personal brand is as valuable, if not more valuable, than your business brand is, right? There's a number of families that come to see you versus XYZ funeral home. A like is recommending something, easy. So when someone spends 3 seconds and they process through that and then like your post, there's a lot of value in that. They're giving you a recommendation. That's the news, that's the word of mouth, that's the thumbs up, that's the good review. If someone shares your content, they're supporting what you're doing, and that's influencing others. So 75% of the time, a consumer will trust a recommendation from a friend more than they will ever trust an advertisement. So when social media can get social and you start touching other people, there's social recommendations built into that automatically that put weight and value in your business based on interactions from somebody else.